Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the Fellow KGB channel. I'm your host, the Fellow KGB. Tonight it is Friday night. It's about 6:45 p.m. Central Time. I don't expect many live viewers. This is kind of just a prop-up, impromptu Friday night live stream. I'm going to try to do these more often in the future, where we just kind of review the NFL news. Now that we're going to get free agency starting next week, so I think the news flow is going to be a little bit more heavy. We'll talk about rookies probably all throughout April, leading up into the draft, and throughout the rest of March. So we're going to just do a screen share, and we'll kind of just review some of the weekly news and some things that we got going on here. So I typically do my Wednesday night news, just my news broadcast here. But we got a couple things here that trickled in at the end of the week. Why don't we switch to that nice football background there? But anyways, the top one that just came in is Preston Smith just restructured his contract to stay in Green Bay. So this is going to, let's see, he'll collect $8 million in salary this season with $4.4 million available in incentives surrounding his sack totals. So that's a good motivator for him. He seems to need a little bit motivation. I don't know how much money that's saved up for them to make some moves, but that's a really good strategic move there for Green Bay. They also dropped their fullback, tight end, kind of half running back here, John Lovett. Pat O'Donnell here re-signed punter for the Chicago Bears. They also re-signed Cairo Santos to a monster. I think it was a 5-year deal, so we'll see what happens there. 49ers just tendering ERFA. Daniel Brunskill here, Donald Blair released. We'll see. He hasn't played a down since suffering ACL in November 2019. So we'll see what happens here. He's still kind of a young player that might get some interest on the market. But Cam Newton, this was kind of the bigger news of the day. Cam Newton signs a 1-year contract with the Patriots, includes $5 million in base value. So I'll just kind of read this. It's vastly different language from the initial report that stated Newton had re-signed for $14 million. He'll receive a $2 million signing bonus and a $1.5 million in guaranteed money and per game bonuses, but the remaining $9 million will have to be accrued via long shot incentives for the playoffs, Pro Bowl, All Pro, MVP, Super Bowl, MVP, etc. The Patriots still have the third most cap space, almost $69 million. In the NFL, will likely look to address its offense with the majority of that number, quarterback included. So that's kind of wild here. Cam Newton, heavy incentivized deal here. He's probably pretty motivated to kind of prove that, hey, I'm actually still that Cam, and I kind of like the move for New England. It gets him motivated to get to some of those rewards. We'll see if he can make a Pro Bowl. I don't know about All Pro MVP, Super Bowl MVP. I don't know about that either, but he could get the team to the playoffs. That's a young offensive team. We'll see if they can get better on both sides of the ball this offseason. I expect them to. I mean, they're not a major player in free agency. They'll try to keep their guys. But this is a very important draft for Bill Belichick. We'll see if they try to get a quarterback in the room too, to have behind Cam Newton. The Falcons re-signed backup tight end Jaden Graham. Graham's an exclusive rights free agent, and he's not a really ultra athletic tight end, but he's a quality backup. He's their third string tight end there. There's a tender port there. So here's some good news on free agent Marlon Mack. He plans to be a full go for training camp. Mack is reportedly progressing well in his recovery from September's Achilles tear and should be available to take summer reps with his next team. The Colts GM Chris Ballard all but confirmed that wouldn't be he's not coming back with the Colts, so he's going to be a free agent somewhere. He's still relatively young. I think he's in his 5th year now. So maybe 26, 27 years old. He should be a quality backup somewhere to a team that's maybe needing a number 2 or a kind of a change of pace back. But I like Marlon Mack quite a bit. He should be of value, I think, on the market here coming off the injury. But coming off an Achilles tear, we shouldn't really expect that much from him. But quality running back that you could probably get for pretty cheap. Emmanuel Mosley resigns to a 2-year, $10 million contract with the 49ers. Let's go ahead and click next. I was super excited about I watched the pro day today for Trey Lance. That was kind of fun. Just kind of moving on down here. So Trey Turner released from the Chargers. He was initially traded to the Chargers from the Panthers in exchange for Russell Okung, but made only 9 appearances throughout the year due to injury. This creates $11.5 million in cap space for the Chargers. So the Chargers, who, I don't know, maybe they're trying to make a move for Hunter Henry to keep him around. I think they also have to pay Mike Williams too. So the Chargers need to make some moves on the offense there. The Chiefs have restructured Patrick Mahomes' contract. The team will convert Mahomes' $21.7 million roster bonus into a signing bonus, creating $17 million in cap space. So that's a good little move there to free up quite a good chunk of money here. That could pay for a few players this season if they work it right. Darrell Williams resigns to a pretty nice, hefty contract here, 3-year, $28 million. Nearly $14 million guaranteed. Pretty solid payday for the young tackle for Buffalo here. Let's keep it moving here. Vernon Hargraves, 1-year deal for Houston. Kendrick Bourne wants to return to San Francisco. Tampa Bay linebacker Kevin Minter to a 1-year deal. We'll get to Tom Brady's deal, I think, in a second here. But Tom Brady restructured his contract and got extended as well. The Texans signed Christian Kirksey, former Green Bay Packer, $4.5 million. So Texans make a small splash there. And then here we go. So Tom Brady signs a 1-year. It's technically a 1-year contract extension. He was signed through 2021, but now he's signed through 2022. But there's like a few more years left on the contract. I can look into it a little bit more, but the extension saves the Buccaneers $19 million against the cap this year and locks Brady in for the next 2 seasons. Brady has said he wants to play into his mid-40s, and this extension would get him to his age 45 season. So he's right on target there with his goals. And there's Tampa Bay. Basically, they flattened out the money to free up money for this year's spending, maybe next year too. But Tom Brady is going to be on their payroll, I think, for the next 4 years. So it's a good way to kind of just take this big lump sum and kind of flatten it out over time. So pretty wise move from Tampa Bay. I think is a really good move for their upcoming free agencies and their spendings this year. We'll keep it moving here. There wasn't really that many big news items going on through this week here. Michael Thomas restructured, Marcus Peters restructured. You're going to see a lot. I think you're going to see a lot more of this over the weekend. Veteran guys just restructuring and trying to basically what Tom Brady did is just move money, backload contracts or just kind of even out their deals so there's not as much on the table this year. So it's kind of an interesting tactic. We'll see here. There's still some Deshaun Watson reports. Still haven't had any discussions internally or externally entertaining any deal here. That's going to get long and ugly. 5 years, $16 million for the Bears. Cairo Santos. He had a hell of a season last year, so well done. The Bears re-signed Matt Milano, 4-year, $44 million contract. Taylor Moton, 1-year, $14 million deal roughly. Mark Ingram signed to the Ravens, and I think we're getting now, this is all Thursday news, Younghoe Koo. We're kind of getting into the news from Wednesday here. So I really don't know if there's that much more news for us to go over here. So yeah, I don't know. We'll look at some other things here. I'm excited though, because I think on this Friday night hangout, I might be unavailable the next 2 Fridays, but definitely we're going to try to do some drafters.com best ball picks live. So I have a few. I've been kind of sitting on these for a while here. We have a best ball draft here. We'll see which one this is, but I like to have a couple of them going. I think this is an 8-hour timer, so we've been kind of brewing on this all day. But we had the 7th overall pick here, and we're in the 5th round. So I started with Devontae Adams. I snagged Aaron Jones on the turn, expecting Aaron Jones to maybe be elsewhere. If it's Miami, I think he could be a really good RB1 this year. And then I came back with Najee Harris to kind of hedge the bet there on the running back room. And then CeeDee Lamb's our wide receiver too. So now we are looking into the 5th round. And I guess after I make this pick, we'll kind of just recap the ADP and see what's going on. But I don't know. Let's see here. The top available, it's telling me Kareem Hunt, Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, Kyler Murray, Chase Claypool might be interesting. Tyler Lockett's kind of fun here. I kind of want to get another running back before the running back well dries up because it's gonna evaporate pretty quickly. I'm fine with Adams and CeeDee Lamb. In terms of starting, you start 1 QB, 2 running backs, 3 receivers, and 1 tight end. Mark Andrews is interesting. Chase Claypool is interesting. I do like Kareem Hunt. I like Chris Carson, but I think our market value kind of dried up. You see, A.J. Dillon's a 5th round pick. You also got rookie Javonte Williams in the 5th round here. So there's look at all the receivers. 4th round, there's 11 receivers taken in the 4th round. You look at all the green running backs. Let me just count this up. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 running backs in the first 3 rounds. So heavy running back round. There was not a single running back taken in the 4th round. A.J. Dillon, Javonte Williams here. So I'm not really liking the RB value right now. It might be best to just go with the market here. We could maybe, look for Ronald Jones later. We could look for David Johnson, I don't know. I like Aaron Jones and Najee Harris, though. That's a pretty good tandem. And then we'll Chase Edmonds, you can get him pretty late. There's a handful of running backs that we can find later. I don't know. Do we take Kareem Hunt here? Do we take a Chase Claypool? Should we land on a quarterback? Chris Carson, depends on where he signs. I like DJ Chark a lot. I like Dak Prescott. And down here, I'm not really loving the receivers. So Chase Claypool interests me. There's been some weird reports about him being a diva and being too concerned about his brand and all that stuff. If Juju Smith-Schuster is gone, that's going to limit, or that's going to actually maximize his upside. And I'm just looking around here. So I would have loved to get Deontay Johnson. I think that would have been a sick pick. But we're looking at Lamar and Kyler Murray. Should we fall into the quarterback room? I don't know. I'm having I'm having some difficulty just looking at these receivers, and no one's really sticking out. I like DJ Chark. I mean, we can come back in the later round and snag some of these guys here. But the quarterback just runs deep forever. So maybe it is Kareem Hunt. I mean, Kareem Hunt, in 2 postseason games, and this is with a healthy Nick Chubb too, 10.4, 19.1. The few games that Nick Chubb missed, he was solid all season. So maybe we just fall into Kareem Hunt here, and that's what I'm going to do, getting a good piece of the Cleveland Browns running game. So we just got that one. Let's hop into – I'll just kind of review that since this is a fresh one here. We'll look at the ADP of these guys. McCaffrey went number 1. Cook, Henry, Kamara, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley. We got Devontae Adams at 7. Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce's a top 10 pick this year. Nick Chubb, number 10. Stephon Diggs at 11. And Ezekiel Elliott. So you're seeing some receivers creep up there. You got Travis Kelce. It's interesting that like quarterbacks are being devalued this year right now early in drafts. Remember seeing Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes like as early as the 2-3 turn last year up in here. So really interesting. And then on the turnaround here, we got DeAndre Hopkins, Austin Eckler, Cam Akers. I've seen Cam Akers go as high as 1.9. Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Swift, Aaron Jones, George Kittle, J.K. Dobbins, Justin Jefferson's a late second pick over Michael Thomas, Antonio Gibson, and A.J. Brown. I like this. This guy's team is pretty solid. McCaffrey, A.J. Brown, Metcalf. He needs some running backs, so he's going to run out of steam. But I'm pretty happy with our 3 running back group there. And let's go into another draft here. So this one's going to be much later. Actually, it's round 4. Sweet. So this one I got Dalvin Cook, Antonio Gibson, and Josh Jacobs. And now we're kind of just looking at whatever we want. We don't need to take a running back. There hasn't been a running. I mean, look at this one. Kareem Hunt went 4.6, and we got him at 5.7 in that draft that we just took. So that's makes me feel really good. I think I gotta take Kenny Golladay here. Free agent Kenny Golladay. Hopefully he lands somewhere juicy. I'm gonna run that one in. We need a receiver. We got 3 running backs, and I believe you start 1 flex. So what's this button do? No rankings to import. I could import rankings, I suppose. But if you're new to drafters.com, use the link in the description below, and you're going to get a 50% match bonus. But here you go. You start 1 QB, 2 running back, 3 wideouts, 1 tight end, and 1 flex. So with my current lineup here, we're going to be starting 3 running backs, and then you got Kenny Golladay here. So I'm feeling really good about that one. And then I guess let's just kind of review this draft and see what's different from the other one that we just looked at here. If you guys are new to the YouTube channel, don't forget to like the video, subscribe. We're trying to hit 300. I'm going to set the goal of 300 total subscribers by NFL Draft Day. So it gives me like a good chunk of time here, but a pretty standard, like similar, like the entire first round here is all similar names as the last first round. You see Cam Akers, Swift, Eckler, Aaron Jones. That's where they're going to be kind of sitting around all summer, I think. Hopkins, Metcalf at 2.6. J.K. Dobbins, that's kind of his sweet spot. George Kittle fell here. Justin Jefferson, that's going to be his, mid to late second round. Antonio Gibson keeps falling at the end of the second. Mixon's kind of creeping up now into the late second. And then, I don't know, just the running backs keep falling. I guess they don't keep falling. They keep going earlier and earlier. You see all these running backs taken in the 3rd round, and the 4th round's kind of like a shot in the dark kind of situation. So kind of interesting. We'll see what happens there. And now let's make our last pick of the night. This one might be like we're sitting in the deep end. So we got 16 of 20 players. I'll review my team right here in the bottom corner. We're sitting, I guess we'll go at the top here. So I started with Cam Akers at 111, and I got Austin Eckler. Came back with Mike Evans, Travis Etienne, Kyler Murray. I just wanted to try a running or quarterback early. Odell Beckham, Marquise Brown, Ronald Jones, Joe Burrow, Gabe Davis, Tyler Higbee, Christian Kirk, MVS, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I got Jamal Williams, Darrell Henderson, and then I got hoping, fingers crossed, for the new tight end for Donald Parham for the Chargers here. Hopefully they don't re-sign Hunter Henry. But anyways, we're sitting pretty good here. We got 2 quarterbacks, 6 running backs, 6 receivers, and 2 tight ends. So what am I interested in here? might be nice to get a tight end here. I'm super interested in Gerald Everett because he's going to get paid to play somewhere. And I'm just looking here. We're going to have a couple picks in a row. So maybe quarterback is the way to go. Cam Newton, should I just take Cam Newton, guys? I'll take Cam Newton as my third quarterback. I mean, we're sitting on some pretty good ones with Murray and Burrow, but at this point, Newton got signed today. Look at some of these games. I mean, week 17, we don't play week 17, but I'm going to count it because it was a boom game. So one game over 20 points, a second, a third, a fourth, and a fifth. So 5 games where he could have potentially started for us. That kind of seems like value. I mean, I like our running back room. We're going to have Akers and Eckler starting for us most days. I also backed up Akers with Darrell Henderson, so that kind of cuffs that pretty well. Etienne depends on where he goes, but I also got Ronald Jones, who's going to be the 1A for Tampa Bay, and then also got Jamal Williams, just in case Aaron Jones does leave and he resigns with Green Bay. So I like the running back room. What about the receiver? Receivers available look pretty dirty. Quintez Cephas interests me later. Keelan Cole's kind of fun. Again, I want Gerald Everett. This guy just took Blake Jarwin here, and he's got Irv Smith. He might be okay on tight end. And then I'm just looking at this. He's got Trey Lance as his quarterback in Tua. He's also got Matt Stafford. So I'm going to roll the dice. I think he's probably wanting to take Gerald Everett. So I'm going to take Everett, and then I'll just take a quarterback that he doesn't want. It'd be cool if he picks right away. But I don't know. Drafters.com, kind of fun. We're just hanging out Friday night, making some draft picks. But I just want to show you guys real quick another one that has recently, I guess we're almost up to picking this one, so that's pretty cool. We have we're 2 away in 3 drafts, so I'll make some more picks. But I think that's gonna do it for tonight. These Friday night hangouts are meant to be quick, just kind of fun. Maybe I can find any more NFL home news here for you guys. I don't know. It's an exciting time, man. You got a lot of players restructuring, trying to save money. We got the NFL draft right around the corner, free agency next week. So it's going to be a big, important week next week for the landscape of the NFL. So I don't know. That's going to do it for tonight. Have a good rest of your Friday night. Have a good weekend. We'll see you guys in another video. Thanks. Peace.